Welcome back to Phillips McCrea. I'm Michael Phillips and you're watching another edition of Up to the Minute. I want to talk to you today about workers' compensation. What is workers' compensation? What does it mean to you? Workers' compensation is exactly what it sounds like, in that if you are an employee and you are injured on the job as a result of some accident, you may very well be entitled to workers' compensation. It is insurance for that injury that occurs while on the job. Now there are a couple of requirements that you must meet in order to receive compensation and to therefore qualify for it. But should you seek appropriate legal representation, I do believe that you will be covered. Now, workers' compensation is governed by a body, and that body is called the North Carolina Industrial Commission. Now, the North Carolina Industrial Commission regulates workers' compensation. It regulates employers and their responsibilities to provide that insurance. They have ordered that employers that have 3 or more employees must have workers' compensation insurance. Now, if you are injured while doing something that is related to your job or for your job, it doesn't have to be in the office, it just has to be while going about your daily work as an employee. If you are injured, you are required to report that injury. Now you can't be injured, go seek medical treatment, never report it, then one day find out that you have entitlement to workers' compensation and have failed to report it. That doesn't work that way. You must report it. My suggestion is always immediately. The injury occurs, contact your supervisor, contact the manager, and let them know right away that there's been an accident. Let them know that you've been injured. They have responsibilities as well. That manager is to immediately file a Form 19 with the North Carolina Industrial Commission. Now what does that Form 19 do? It puts the Industrial Commission on alert, on notice that there's been an accident. You in turn and your attorney will file Form 18. Now Form 18 puts again on notice the North Carolina Industrial Commission that you are making a claim as a result of an accident and an injury. That will let them know that there is potential dispute, maybe, or there will at least be some mediation towards a settlement of your claim. Now, before you get to settlement, you've got to have medical treatment. You've got to have an injury. Well, it is important to note that you will be able to have medical treatment or therapy for your injury. Now, oftentimes, it is at the direction of the employer or the insurance carrier. And clients often want to know, well, why do I have to have their insurance company? Aren't they biased as a result of working for the employer? What we like to do is understand that the insurance carrier it covers the employer, but that these doctors and therapists are independent, and they are to provide you with the absolute best medical treatment that they can. Now, should we feel that that is not the case, we can certainly petition the North Carolina Industrial Commission to approve the injured employee to seek medical treatment or therapy elsewhere at his own choosing. It is important to note that it is only upon the approval of the North Carolina Industrial Commission that you seek additional or separate medical treatment other than the one that was provided by the employer. And that's mostly because there's no guarantee of payment for any medical treatment that you may receive. Now, what else might you want to know? I'm sure you want to know, how do you get paid during the course of your injury? Well, you get paid what we call an average weekly wage. We understand that you work 52 weeks. We take that number and we determine what your average weekly wage is based on your salary in those 52 weeks. You will receive a paycheck for that amount. Now, it's always 66 2/3% of what you made, or $884, or not to exceed. But that is what you will get, and you will get that check every week. Now, it's also important to note that you will not be paid for the first 7 days. So, injury occurs, day 1 through 7, you will not be paid. Unless your injury persists longer than 21 days. Should your injury persist longer than 21 days, then you will receive compensation for that first 1 through 7 days. So it's important to note that workers' compensation is complex. It has a lot of rules and a lot of law. And it's not something that I suggest that you attempt to navigate on your own. I suggest that you seek a qualified attorney with workers' compensation experience to help you guide through this process. Quick note, personal injury and workers' compensation, those are two different areas of law. But in workers' compensation, they may come together, but they're still on a separate track. So what I mean is, there may be a claim for personal injury and a claim for workers' compensation at the very same time. But the foundation of which they're built on are very different. One is as a result of some sort of negligence, and one is irrespective of negligence. It is the fact that an injury occurred on the job. And so, again, there's an example of why it is important that you seek legal counsel. Here at Phillips McCrea, we do have 2 attorneys that do that. I, in fact, do the workers' compensation for the office, and attorney Marcel McCrea handles all personal injuries in this matter. If you have been injured as a result of an accident on the job, please seek legal representation. The insurance company is not there to help you. They are not there to look after your interests. They are there to look after the interests of the employer, which means that they are there to pay out as little as possible for your injury. Seeking the right attorney can make all the difference. Please, if you have been injured in an accident, or you know someone who has, refer them to me. Refer them here to Marcel. One of the 2 of us will definitely be able to assist them in their matter. Again, I want to thank you for watching another episode of Phillips and McCrea's Up to the Minute Information. I'm Michael Phillips, and I hope to see you soon.